Hey guys, welcome. Thank you for attending today. My name is Holly Wood. I'm with Panagrams and the Digital HeatFX transfer paper solution. A lot of you guys are here today because you are crafting with either Silhouette or a Cricut machine. And as many of my customers say, every single day, what is once started as a hobby is now exploded, and they are spending all of their time weeding vinyl. And as all of you know, when you're weeding vinyl, you're not making any money. So I'm here today to try to show you a solution that can end those painful weeding woes and help you come up with your product in a 3-minute process with no weeding. So this is our Digital HeatFX printer. It is a white toner printer, and what it does, it replaces the black toner with white that allows you to get vibrant colors onto t-shirts and other promotional items, which I know crafters, if you're like me, will be very excited. I want to show you around our showroom and show you how versatile this is. A lot of you are here for apparel. A lot of you are here because you make other things such as wood or koozies or promotional items. We will go through some of that today. We're going to go through a little bit of the basics of the printer, and then we'll kind of go through the entire process just to show you how easy it is and how I'm going to save you time and make you more money. So just to give you inside of the printer, sorry, and just you might hear Joe chime in every once in a while. My national sales manager's in here. He helps me field questions on this so I can help, we can get the best results out of these live webinars. You are live, so please feel free to interact, ask questions, and move forward.
And by the way, sorry. Andrea Young says hello.
Oh, hello, Andrea. That's one of my girls. Hi. So you're dealing with your toner printers here. You've got your 4 colors. As in some systems, I know some of you guys work with sublimation, other types of technologies. You are dealing with a powdered toner. You are not dealing with a wet ink, so you're not going to have those maintenance issues or those clogs, or you do not have to filter through your ink every day. It's just like your old reliable laser printer that sits on your desktop at work or home, and if you're gone for a month, you fire it up, you need to print that Word document, that's what this printer is going to do for you. We are printing on what we call our A sheet. It's a white or just a clear transfer. I have already printed out, just for the sake of time, what we're going to be doing today. And I picked this design because of all the colors. And as you know, if you were doing this in vinyl, each one of those colors would be a different cut. So I wanted to show you how easy we can make this. And real quick, I'm going to switch to my artwork screen.
Before you do that, we do have our first question. We're being asked if this is going to be recorded.
Yes, it is being recorded right now.
So guys, if you're able to attend for the whole webinar today, or if not, or if you weren't able to show up, in which case you won't be hearing me, you will be getting a copy of this webinar in your inbox via email in the next day or 2.
Awesome, thanks, Joe. I am going to very quickly share my screen with you. Where's my screen? Okay, are we there? Can everybody see my screen? That should be good now. Okay.
Cool.
Yes, okay, awesome. So I picked this artwork. We work in CorelDRAW. You guys can work in any type of art software that you desire. It does not have to be Corel. We choose that here just because we like it. But I wanted to show you here just a quick, this design, if you remember, does have a little bit of white in it. I get a lot of questions. Does this machine print white? It absolutely does. What I do want you to see, though, is when you're working with white, this is how we combat. When you're working with it, you may want to just change your background color so you can see what you're doing. And we want to make sure after that is complete, we just turn that back off. And then from here, we've mirrored our image already. Literally, it's as easy as going to here to File and Print, and it's going to print my image out just like we saw it on the machine. Now our next step, oops.
It can take a minute sometimes to let them know that.
All right, that may take just a second for you to be able to see. All right, so here we've already printed. Just so you know, this will print just like a laser printer. If I haven't used it first thing in the morning, it might take about 90 seconds to warm up, but if you're printing 20, 30, 40, 50, it'll just keep cranking and keep going. Now what makes this process work is our B sheet. So this is a white polymer sheet. I'm going to take my A sheet and my B sheet and put them together on the press and marry them together. Now what happens in this process is...
Hey, while you're doing that, we do have Eddie asking a question on what do we have to do before hitting print. You know, when you get your printer, we're going to go through the settings with you one time with our expert trainer. We're going to go through the settings. Once you set that once, it's not something you have to do every time. So after that, it's pretty much just hit the print button like how I did. Great question.
Thank you. So what happens here is the polymer is going to transfer only where that toner has been laid down. So when you hear the no weeding, that's because it's already printed out on our transfer paper, and it's only showing what we have on our sheet. So as soon as I marry this and peel it, which we'll do, we got about 78 seconds left, I will show you the go sheet and how that works. Also, I want to take a second. I get a lot of calls on, I've already got a heat press, okay? This is the Stahl's Hotronic Fusion. A little bit of an investment, but absolutely worth it for our process. We see the majority of our problems that we have in our process are due to the press. So this press is not a clam. You'll see when I open it up, the drawer pulls out. It keeps a consistent heat across the entire bottom plate. This is important because as you see when I peel these two pieces apart, we need to do a hot peel, keep it on the heat, and if you have a clam that opens this way, sometimes we have more heat in the back, and it makes that peel not work as well because we're heated more towards the back, if that makes sense. So if you can put it in your budget, I would highly, highly, highly suggest adding the press. If you're leasing, which we can talk about now, we got 17 seconds. With Red Thread, we have a third-party company that does offer financing for our equipment. It's not that much extra into your lease, and it is so worth your life and your consumables because you don't want to waste consumables. So here we go. So as I was saying, this drawer slides out, and as you see as we press down, consistent heat on the bottom plate, very important. Now we call this a hot peel, so I'm going to keep it on my press, pull one corner off. We are going to go slow and slow, keeping the transfer on the heat. And that is as simple as that is. There's our transfer. That is ready to be pressed. And this is what we call our ghost sheet. I'm trying to see if you can see that. So you can see where that polymer has been lifted all up where the toner was.
Hey, we got a quick question on the time, temperature, and pressure you just used from Eddie.
So that is the longest step, and that is 120 seconds. Temperature is 285. This can be applied to any substrate that basically will fit into your heat press. So when we walk around the showroom, I can show you a variety of different things. We do give you all those settings with our setup, our training. So if you're pressing on wood, polyester, polyurethane, koozies, anything like that, we will give you those temps. And this is our art. This line that you see is just a safety line. And I always show it in my demos, although once you get to be good at this and learn how to peel, you're not going to need this line. It's an extra step to protect your artwork. As you can see right here, I lifted just a little bit. So I lifted on the safety line and not on my art. So once you get used to that, you don't need this, and that step will be disregarded. We're also going to do the same thing as our vinyl. as we are going to maximize our paper. You see that I did 2 on these. I could have done more. We always say the paper is going to run through one time, but once these are married together, you do not need, there's no shelf life. So these don't need to be pressed right away, whether you're doing your logos or maybe, like say I do lots of these designs a month, print those out, tuck them away, and when you get the customer order, then you can press it whenever necessary. Let me grab my shirt. We're just going to cover with parchment paper. This is a light pressure, 20 to 30 second press.
And just to reiterate, guys, that marriage step was 120 seconds.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody asked that question. Yes. So first step, 120. That's your marrying. Second step and third step, 30 seconds. And to give you an idea, I know with vinyl, you get a lot of waste. Your cost of consumables, and when I'm talking about consumables, I'm talking about your paper and your toner, are going to be about 2 cents per square inch. So if you have an 8x10 t-shirt bag, 8 times 10 times 0.02 gives you $1.60 in your toner and your paper. So it's a very reasonable solution. This is going to be a cool peel. I'm going to use the table here. If you're doing many of these, you just lay them out and peel them. But I'm going to use the metal table to cool it down just for the sake of speed here. And then in terms of time, you guys are dealing with vinyl, so I know it's probably taking you 20, 30 minutes probably to do one shirt, maybe less if you're super fast. This, with one heat press, one person can do about 25 to 30 shirts. If you're running 2 heat presses, which would be your next expansion in your business, would be adding another press, you can get about 50 or 60 shirts. So this is cooled now. Last peel, there you go. So this is going to give us a shiny finish. You guys can probably see that. I'm going to put it back in my press, and we're going to do a harder pressure this time. For us, it's 7 to 9. If you're dealing with another press, maybe a little different, probably a harder pressure. And this is going to be like a 20 or 30 second. And what that does is pushes it into the garment. It's going to give you a lot more washability. And it gives you a matte finish. More questions? Oh, we got lots. Let's see. Does it matter? The garment is threaded.
They're asking if you have to thread the garments. Absolutely, Eddie, you do not have to thread the garments in this process. I've even done fronts and backs without having to thread it, so I can just have a piece of parchment on the bottom platen and one on top and press those both at the same time. But that's a great question and a big time saver, by the way.
All right, so that is your complete t-shirt. And if I wasn't running my mouth, it would be faster than 3 minutes, but here we go. So that is your matte finish, full color.
So here's a question. How does it feel in comparison to vinyl?
I would say it's probably between direct to garment and a screen print. So there is a little bit of touch, but not much. And if you do like as we did here and you have holes in your design, that's going to give you a lot better feel. And if you're doing like a straight photo, that's going to give you more of a feel, and we'll show you that in a minute. But some of your customers are going to want items like full color. Coming into wedding season, I have lots of people that do full color photos. They press them onto canvas. Some of our customers do straight, that's all they do is work with photographers and do their wedding albums onto canvas. So I will, now we're finished with that process, I'm going to take the camera over here. Now that I just touched on wedding photos, this is pressed straight onto canvas. I know you can't hardly tell both the texture and the glare of the glass, but this is great coming up in season. Also, invitations. Whoops, making a mess. This is almost like a little light wood area, but you notice we got the full color photo along with our wedding invitation. Big business right now, guys, and you can't do this with your vinyl. Can't print photos. I always capture the market of wood. You can get free pallets outside of Walmart. Those things sell for $135 on Etsy. This is placed straight on a piece of wood. You can have either finish. This is the matte finish, and this is your shiny finish. So that's a big industry. Welcome signs, home signs, your welcome, home mats, welcome mats as you walk in the door. All that stuff is really big on the crafting sites. I'm sure you guys are on the Facebook, Silhouette, Cameo, and Cricut sites. You see a lot of cool products. All of these products that you see behind me were made with this machine.
Hey, Holly, we're getting a question on the washability. Can you address that for the audience today?
Yes. I would say between probably 30 and 60 washes. As with anything, it depends on use. We have taken our sample shirts and run them through the wringer here on hot and put them through the dryer on hot. They still look great. I wouldn't suggest that, but I would say 40 to 60 washes is going to be about your life, depending on care as well.
And Tawana is asking us about glitter vinyl. Can you layer this with the glitter vinyl?
You can. So because vinyl has to be applied at a higher heat, around 375, and we are working with about 285 here on cotton, what you would do is layer that in your software. And again, our trainers can help you with some of that stuff. Layer it. Your vinyl would go down first, and then you could layer full color on top, which brings me to another item. The process on this is the same, no matter what product you're applying it on. So we only have one type of paper for everything, except if you are doing any metallics or neons. And in that event, that is not in your normal color spectrum. So this is a colored paper. These are separate. They run through once. So just as we talked about with, these are all the colors we offer, just as we talked about with your glitter vinyl, this is a great demonstration of us layering our neon with full color. And this is the metallic blue with color. So that can be done as well. So if you have those clients that want that shiny or that bling, this is a good solution for it to completely stay away from vinyl if you don't necessarily need to do the glitter. We talked about those photos. Let's see, where's that photo? So this can, this can be done. So if you see what a nice crisp photo that offers you, some people want these for memorials or wedding announcements, anything like that, bridesmaids parties. So you do have this offer available to you. Let's see here.
Hey, Eddie's asking us how our paper differs from the Forever low tip paper.
So basically, to give you a brief history of panagrams, and I didn't quite do that, we've been around for 50 years. We actually had the first 3 Oki printers over into the U.S. With that being said, we have about 5 to 6 years of R&D under our belt. We were finding through testing all these papers, we saw anywhere from a 25 to 60% failure rate in paper. So we went out on our own. We have our own formulation that we order in bulk. With that being said, we have less than 5% failure rate. And with all of our research and development, when you work with panagrams, not only do you get excellent customer support and training, we have finalized our settings and our paper to go with this printer. So we know that our customers are going to be successful with those 3 items in place.
What is the paper called on the t-shirt? That's the neon.
We have the easy, I think it's called Easy Metallics.
Yeah, Easy Metallics and Easy Neon, correct.
So our supply site, if you guys are interested in supplies, is E as in Edward, M as in Mary, B as in boy, supplies with an S.com. EMBsupplies.com. You can see all of our supplies there that go with our whole DFX system.
Cool.
Any other questions?
I got someone asking about, let's see, non-textile, so maybe show them the wood.
Sure. I think these are cool examples. This, again, went in our heat press. It's about probably inch and a half thick piece of wood. It was placed on here with the heat press, and then an X-Acto knife carved it out. Foam finger. Also, you have lots of businesses doing promos. Koozies and hats. I will let you know though on the hats, this press does allow for the bottom plate to slide out. We have additional platens. Like if you're going to do koozies, it will hold 8 koozies. I don't want to pull them out because they're heavy, but 8 koozies for this. You can slide them on, and you can do the bills of hats with a separate platen. However, if you do a lot of hats, you're going to want to press, and the reason why is because of this curvature. We need constant heat and pressure, so this is a separate press. So just know that if you're pressing here, ask your account manager about the separate press.
Yes, and we do have those available here from Panagram.
We do.
Great.
And we've also just now started some ball presses too. So I did not bring those in with me today, but ask your account rep. They can take pictures. We've been pressing onto volleyballs and basketballs and footballs. Would be great for like youth league sports, maybe trophies or something like that. So lots of versatility here, guys. I know some people maybe here straight for apparel, and that's cool, but I think this gives you such an opportunity to maybe branch out ahead of your competitors, and especially ahead of your fellow vinyl users that are taking 30 minutes to weed one design, and you're cranking out, 25 or 30 per hour.
And Rona, we just used this heat press you saw right here. You can see the distance that we have here that the wood would fit in. So we would just be resting it on top, but we can teach you how to do that on wood applications as well. Great question. Here's a great question we're being asked. Tell us a little bit about the warranty on the product.
The warranty is for 2 years, and that is with Oki and ourselves. We are one of Oki's largest distributors worldwide, so we are the only manufacturer or distributor that I know that offers the 2-year warranty with them as well. But as with all of our equipment here at Panagrams, you're going to get a webcam, just as the one I'm on today. It goes out with all of our equipment. So the first call, if you have any issues, is going to be to us. You can link up into that webcam, and we can watch you. And I always laugh with my customer, like, if you ever call the cable company, you see them reading a script. Well, it doesn't work here because we know that that's a waste of your time and ours. We want to see what's going on. 99.9% of the time, we can fix it by watching. Maybe it's a setting that's off. Maybe it's user error. Who knows? But that would be our first call. Another one?
Nope, that's good.
Okay. And I just wanted to show, this is also youth sports. Any sports is huge. So these are also done printed white. It's a big market right now, sports, and because I was talking about the trophies, so they brought me into the sporting industry.
Delon, there will be a small penalty for showing up late. Just kidding. But you will be getting a copy automatically in your email after our presentation today. It'll hit within the next day or two, but we can make sure you get that information that you missed out on earlier. If you have any questions, feel free to chime in as we're going along.
Oh, we got another one. Chrissy?
Will this work with a Mac or a PC?
Actually does. It installs your drivers just like a regular printer. Mac needs to be a 10.3 or higher. So hopefully that isn't an issue. But otherwise, yes.
Great question.
And just so you know, when you get your box is going to show up at your door. We aren't one of those companies that dumps a piece of equipment and runs, okay? So before you even take your equipment out of the box, there's a USB that's going to come with your printer. You pop that into the USB. We have pictures literally walking you through. This is how you take it out of the box. This is how you set it up. This is how you install your drivers. Your very next call, we offer webinars, 1 a day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, Thursday at 2:30 Eastern. That is about an hour long, and that's where we get on. You will be on a group like this, but that's where we go through all your settings and your basics. And then our most successful customers go one step farther. They do a one-on-one with our trainer. Again, you're on the webcam just like me, and they watch you go from point A to point B, because we want to make sure that you're not ruining your consumables and getting upset when it's something simple that we can watch you do and fix it for you.
So I got a question here. I'm gonna field this one for Rona. Rona, you're asking the difference between the Oki 920WT and some of the cheaper white toner printers out there. There's only one other printer that is, it's actually made by Oki, that is approved for transfers. Any others that are offered out there, if they're not approved and you use it for transfers and something bad happens, God forbid, you're gonna void your warranty. So I would stick with an approved printer for this process. There's a smaller one out there that's a 711. It is a 8.5 by 11 printer. We did sell that product about, 3.5, 4 years ago for a short period of time. Due to a number of the issues, the fuser in that particular printer doesn't seem to be of the same grade as in the 920 and not made to be probably running a commercial environment where you're running this type of paper through it. And in our experience, that probably would need to be replaced about every quarter. With this process, and that adds up there about $500 a piece. That and also the cost of the consumables is probably twice the amount, so probably 4 cents per square inch as opposed to 2. So it limits the amount of money you can make that, and with the limitations of size, we found that anyone who bought that ended up running right back to the Oki 920WT to the point where we discontinued carrying that 711. So hopefully that answers your questions and our concerns on that particular printer. Amelia is asking us about, is there an option of training at our location?
Depending on where you're located, sure. I mean, we have people in our showroom all the time. We do this. We do live demos. We do, I mean, everything in this room. So from embroidery to the Oki, and our embroidery actually has a 2-day training. This, luckily, is such an easy process. Most of the time, if not all the time, or most of our customers, I should say, do it online with the webinar. And you guys, I mean, I think I might have messed up my first peel, and then from there it's easy greasy.
That leads to a great thing to mention, Holly. Talk about our new success package that we're giving with every printer that goes out to help people as they're learning.
We are, so real quick, we are located in Tampa, so whoever, Eric asked where we're located. So we did just upgrade, and Joe may have to correct me on some of this because I want to make sure I've got it totally correct. We did upscale our welcome package. You are going to get 2 pieces of the neon, 2 pieces of the metallic paper. You're also going to get 10 pieces of paper. Our starter package comes with a case, but we figured you don't want to waste the paper. You get stressed out if you start to mess up paper. So we're going to give you 10 pieces of paper. It's going to come with a webcam, a printer cable, our training. Am I missing something?
One thing we also provide is what's called a scratch kit. We have a few people that have experienced some scratching. There's a quick fix for that. So instead of having to have people wait for that, if they do encounter a little scratching, we go ahead and throw that kit in there so they can address that right away and not have any downtime.
So all that's going to come in your welcome kit. And we do have some essentials packages too that your account manager can speak with you about too.
You touched on leasing. About how much is that going to cost someone a month?
Generally, for the printer, is about $200 to $300 a month. So it's very affordable. It is tax write-offable. Write-offable, I don't think that's a word, but every dollar for dollar. So there are advantages of leasing. In the end, you do pay a little bit more for the equipment, but you know what? They're taking the risk on you. They're taking a risk on some of these startup businesses, and it is the absolute cheapest and best way to get into a new industry. And our customers see anywhere from $200 to $250 ROI on their printer. And going back to vinyl, we had one customer that had an order for 420 shirts. It took her 200 hours, painful 200 hours to crank those shirts out. That customer reordered, and she says, heck no. So she called us, got the printer. That next run took her 20 hours. So she went, guys, this is real numbers, folks. This is what you're doing, from $20 an hour to $200 an hour. I can't tell you, if you're working on your business, marketing your business, advertising your business, working in your business, you're going to make so much more money. Because right now, I know what you're doing. I'm a Silhouette user. I got it.
And she's exactly right. I mean, what we found is the people who are leasing equipment, about an hour to 2 hours of operation each month covers that whole monthly payment. The rest all going right in the bank account. So it's a quick and easy way to make a lot of money. And also you get that tax write-off at the end of each year on that leasing. So that's, a lot of people like that.
And I think that's feasible for anybody doing 20 shirts or more, because those 20 shirts are probably taking you you know, so many hours, and that's hours that you can be pressing out on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, growing your business.
Holly DeLon is asking, how challenging is it to get approved for the leasing program?
They generally like to see credit scores of over 600. However, we have seen some lower pass through. So, of course, the lower scores are not going to get as great of rates, but that's just how it goes. And at the end of the day, as long as you can make that lease payment, you are going to make money with this process. We see it every day, from startups to expanding, and people growing their business.
That's exactly right. And with using our favorite leasing company, which is Red Thread, they do a great job, and they work with 50 different banks. So if there's a way to get a deal done, they find it. And a lot of their banks completely understand that quick ROI on our equipment. So I know a 500 score isn't something that's not doable. They're able to find a way to get it done, to get you up and running and making some money, and actually improving that credit score. So definitely, if there's a way to get something financed, we have the tools in our toolkit to help you out. Hopefully that answers your question.
And they also have some cool programs too, like a 90-day deferment plan. So if you are like brand spanking new, out of the box, a little bit of cold feet, that'll give you 90 whole days for you to be marketing your business and selling shirts, apparel, products, to get that payment before you ever have to make it.
And Juan, a payment on a stitch and print, you know, depending on, you got the heat presser with it, it's going to depend a lot on what your credit scenario is, time in business, and some other factors. But it would be anywhere from maybe $550 to $700 a month. Again, you'd be seeing in 2 hours of work, definitely make enough money to cover that payment.
Exactly. Oh, that was the last question. Sorry. You guys have any additional questions? You guys have been a great audience here.
Yeah, these are all great questions.
Great questions.
On the training, yeah, that is about an hour-and-a-half session, and not as robust a training as we have on our embroidery equipment, which is a 2-day training course. We can get you up and running in about an hour-and-a-half typically, and but take advantage of our resources here. I mean, we've been doing this for 6 years, as long as it's been in the United States. So take advantage of that and help us help you get over that learning curve. Eddie's asking, can we use colored foils with the paper?
I think the colored foils, our metallics, are what makes up for that. So versus, because that's another process that you would have to do with, putting your artwork down and then doing the colored foils. In that case, metallic, and Joe may be able to answer that question a little bit.
Sure. I do have some people that use a screen printer's foil. They just print down a white layer first, and they're able to do that. It takes a little longer because you're adding a step in. But yeah, that can be done. We've seen people doing that before. But I would suggest using our metallic series. You've got a great realm of colors there, and it does eliminate a step.
Right.
Is it training only at our location in Florida? I'm in California. Actually, go ahead and answer that one.
For the training for DFX, it's strictly done online. And I know that sounds crazy, maybe a little scary, but we have customers all over, even the nation, and even some that are outside of the U.S. that we do online. This is such a simple process. I know I was talking and it's probably a little distracting, but if you literally saw it just A to B, boom, 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 the most challenging step, which isn't even challenging, is learning to peel. But all you do is keep it down, keep it on the heat, you learn to peel your fingers apart. It's so simple. That's it.
And Juan, to qualify that, that is on the printer. If you were looking to stitch and print, we do have an embroidery academy here in Tampa, Florida. We do also have resources to send someone out to your home or business if you wanted us to send someone out to you if that's a concern. Again, on the embroidery, the training is a little more intense. But actually, at the end of the day, just as easy. There's just a lot more to learn in that particular process. Here, we've got a printer and a fancy iron. It doesn't take us that long to teach you.
And I'm sorry if I misunderstood that question. I didn't realize we were going embroidery. Sorry.
All right. Well, it looks like the questions are starting to filter down. We'll take one or two more. Well, here's the obvious one. How much is it?
The printer, from the whole setup, we have net pricing with distributor, so it starts at $7,495 and goes up to probably about $11,000, depending on the package that works for you and your business. The heat press is a big part. Again, we're MAP pricing for a distributor. It's $2,100. But again, as we talked about the success, and your consumables on paper, that is a big piece of the puzzle to make all of this stuff work. And I highly suggest, I have, well, I got a $300 heat press on Amazon, I got whatever, and guess what? I've got people adding on. I've had 2 calls this week of, their white won't marry. So I don't know if you want to throw away paper or kind of do the Cadillac in the beginning. It's just ideal if you can swing it, and I understand it's an investment.
That's exactly right. The biggest challenge with some of the let's just call them less expensive heat presses out there that people may find is that it could read out one temperature on your display when actually if you took a heat gun to it, you might find that it's a completely different temperature, which is causing those types of customers a lot of frustration, not knowing exactly what temperature their heat press is at. In this process, the heat is very important. The nice thing is we can get down to about 220 degrees, which allows us to put it on things like a windbreaker or the polypropylene bag you see in grocery stores. You're not going to find the ability to do that in a lot of the other processes out there. So
this would burn up with your vinyl.
That is a nylon windbreaker. So
yeah.
Hopefully that answers your question. And let's see if we can just take one more. What is the turnaround on getting a machine? It's a great question.
Yes. Depending, we've had the fortunate problem, I guess, for us is selling them faster than Oki can produce them. However, once they are in our dock, they're turned around, depending on the order, usually same day, if not the next day. We do have a shipment coming in. They should hit our dock any day, and I know that they are not all pre-sold. So if you guys are excited about this, I would encourage you to call your account representative and get on that list today, and at least at best, let them know what your timeline is so that we can better assist you to meet your needs in your business.
That's right. We'll have an order of 25 hitting today or tomorrow, and I think we're already at this point about looks like 12 to 15 pre-sold out of that. So if you like what you see, want to jump on one of those last 10 we have before the next order comes in, now's the time to act. Does every application to a shirt require the 2-step process? That's what Rona's asking.
The 2-step meaning the marrying step, I'm assuming, and yes. So what makes the process work is our A-sheet is then put with the polymer. The polymer is what actually gives it the adhesive. So you can't feel it on the transfer, but once it's there, once it's reheated, that is what gives it the adhesive to stick to all of your products that you're creating.
It also keeps your colors true because that's a white layer that prevents the color of the shirt from altering any of the colors in your artwork. There are a few papers we tested out there in the market. One was for lights. It was called like a laser transparent. We decided not to sell that any longer. We found that the washability on that was maybe 5 to 10 washes, and unless you're giving shirts away, as you know, there are giveaways at an event where people don't really care. If they're buying shirts, they expect a little more washability out of it. So I would kind of shy you away from that particular product unless it was for giveaways. Great. Well, that about wraps up the time we have. We do appreciate everybody coming and visiting with us today. And Holly, let them know how to get in touch with you.
So I can be reached at hwood@panagrams.com, or my direct line is 489-6630. So 489-6630. I don't know why I can never do that on camera, but feel free to reach out to me. I'm extension 1002 if for some reason I mess up that number. But love to speak to you guys. We have lots of great salespeople here just waiting for your call and waiting to assist you with your business needs. And if you are in the vinyl world, crafting world, this is such an amazing solution to really skyrocket your business into making some serious money.
That's great. Hey guys, thanks again. We're signing off here from Tampa, Florida. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to call us. Call Holly. Our 800 number is 800-872-1555. And again, your number is?
1002. Extension 10. That's easier for me to remember.
All right. Thanks again,
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate all your questions, and we hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.